This video demonstrates an easy exercise that's very powerful. If you recall, in one of my previous videos, I talked about a belief being just like a well-treaded path through the grass. It's a thought that's been thought so many times that it's well-worn and seems the most real and obvious way to go. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the right one or that it's true. After all, we act and produce results in our lives according to our beliefs. It's up to you to choose the directions you want your paths to take and the beliefs you want to have, and then wear those paths in the directions that you want them to go, and let the grass grow over the old pathways that you no longer wish to use. You're the designer of your life, and you're more creative and powerful than you realized. So the exercise we're to do today is to look at some of the negative things we tell ourselves and create new, better thoughts to transform into beliefs. Here's how it works. Turn to a new blank sheet of paper in your notebook, and you will need a few pages for this because it's a fair amount of writing. Your job today is to journal about your day and your life. Write whatever you want for about 3 pages straight. Again, this is flow writing. Your pen is not to leave the paper, so you've got to write continuously. I want you to notice when you're writing if you have any thoughts or little interruptions of negativity that come up when you write something. If so, put a little mark by it, and then keep writing. You'll want to note whether you have any inner commentary that says things that are mean, critical, or unwanted. Usually these thoughts or blurts come from an event or a past, something in our past that someone might have said to us, or sometimes we don't even know where they come from. For example, if you're writing and you make a mistake, there might be a voice in your head that says, "Oh, stupid, you always make mistakes." To make sure you get the most of this video, I'm going to request that you watch this in 2 parts. And don't get lazy or sidetracked and not come back for the second part, because if you do, you'll miss some crucial information for the success of your reprogramming of your mind and for you getting the best results. Is that a deal? So pause this video and do the writing part of today's activity, which is to catch and write down any negative feedback that your mind throws at you while you do your writing. Then come back after you've got about 2 to 3 pages written and at least 1 or more negative commentaries from your inner self to work with. So will you pause the video now, do that writing exercise, and come back? I'll wait. So welcome back. Did you notice any unwanted inner commentary happening? We all have inner dialogue and commentary. Some people pretend it's not there, and some people have full-out conversations with it. Whether you openly or admittedly talk to yourself isn't the point here. The point is to recognize what's actually being said by your inner dialogue so that you can train your mind to be positive and supportive of your happiness and goals. After we recognize what's going on in our minds, we have a chance to reprogram them for pure awesomeness. We'll do this using affirmations. Some affirmations work positively and some can be damaging too. I'm not sure whether you're aware of the work that I do with affirmations, but I'll show you some images at the end of this video that are all hand-drawn by me, and I've got cards and coloring books and posters, but they're all to support people in choosing and living their most fun, free, authentic, happy, and loving lives. Now, the thing about affirmations is they have to be at least 80% believable for you, okay? So here's part 2 of today's video and assignment. Read through your work so far and catch any negative or criticizing comments that came up when you were doing your writing. So write down those comments. And then write the opposite or better feeling affirmation and cross out that negative one. But before you do that, listen to what I'm about to say about affirmations first. And when you have your affirmations and they're the ones that work with you, you'll say them each 5 times out loud. Scratch out the negative thing that you had before. Repetition is the mother of all mastery. And this is something you'll intentionally want to master. So here's how to write a successful affirmation. On a new piece of paper, write something that you said to yourself that wasn't helping you in your life. And it could be a blurt from your writing or some other thought that pops into your head when you're doing something and it's not very good for you, okay? It could be something like, "I'm stupid, everyone else is smarter than me, I always make mistakes, or I can't do it, or I wish I was like," or anything else that is your ego's subtle way of manipulating you to stay where you are in life. When you have something negative that you say to yourself written down, below it, I want you to write the opposite. When you write the opposite, make sure it's something that makes you feel better. You may have to write a few things before you find something that clicks with you. Okay, I'll give you an example from my life. This is personal. So I used to think, what's wrong with me? And every time I would even make the slightest mistake, that question would come up, what's wrong with me? When I started writing affirmations and beginning to write the opposite, I found that even the opposite would make me feel bad. My negative was, what's wrong with me? My opposite, which should be positive, was, nothing is wrong with me. But every time I did that, it just reinforced that something was wrong with me because it was focused on something wrong with me. Every time I would hear it, I would just go back to something was wrong with me. So instead of that, I changed it. I wanted to work until I found something that was a bit stronger for me. The key with affirmations is that they must feel good. Otherwise, you're continually wearing into a belief system that will not help you. So I wrote a few things below. What's wrong with me? That's what I started with. Then I went to nothing's wrong with me. That did not feel right. Then I wrote, it could be worse. It made me feel a little bit better, but had nothing to do really with what I originally wrote. Then I wrote, I'm finding the way that's right for me. And that felt right to me. So I kept it, and it empowered me to continue and explore and discover my own path and accept and love myself exactly as I am, which was at the time an impossible thing. I couldn't even imagine it, living from a world of what's wrong with me. So that's one of the most important things with affirmation, is they really have to feel right to you to be most effective. Do you have an affirmation written that feels right for you? If so, write it out 5 to 10 times below that blurt that you had, and cross that out. You're using your physical, mental, auditory, and emotional processes by doing this exercise, and therefore clearing the land where you want your new path in your mind to be. So awesome work. Take the time to do this for each one of your negative commentaries, and even though today may have been a little bit of a longer day, I'll take it easier on you tomorrow, and this exercise is worth every moment you spend on it. That's it. Continue to use your happiness habits checklist, and just be grateful for everything you have in your life. Thanks for staying with me for this program.